Alright, so yeah, this will be the live commentary for Dawnbreaker for Aldrachi Reaver. Gear is here. Regular ass talents with hunt selected below this, of course.
Kick.
So I'm gonna use Imora's till I'm at 1 stack.
Kick.
I'll meta now.
Kick.
Just gonna let these casts on me go off, because I'm not worried that I'm gonna live them.
Kick.
And I'll interrupt when it's not on me or the tank. I'll interrupt on the hunter here. I'm gonna Nova now to get that out. And I'll spend one more glaive. This will be the last glaive I spend on this pull. I'll have to throw a Sigil of Misery to generate for the next pull. Since next pull is less pulled, usually you generate more souls. Just in general, you're going to get a little bit more with the haste from Lust. So it should be fine that I'm going in with not too much. Set my focus right away on the only caster in this pull. And I'm going to start with hitting the commander, but I'll swap to the Ritualist once it's pulled in.
Kick. Kick.
I'll interrupt now. And I'm swapping to this Ritualist. Ritualist is much more dangerous. And specifically, the seeds are very dangerous for the group.
Kick.
Just gonna look to interrupt when someone else isn't getting it. That one gets very close to the end, and I interrupt. And I'll drop a Dark Disc now. This Curse Plate got pulled in, so probably partially my fault because I walked over this way, but the problem that we're having here, and I'm just gonna stun that mob out to reset stacks, is we're pulled too far over to the side mobs, and when these get aggroed in combat, these guys also like to drop threat, as well as this guy doesn't give count, because he's one of the side mobs. So we get no count for that. They can drop threat, and at least in a higher key, they can kill your DPS off. If you stun out the aggression that's on them, it helps a lot, because that drops their 50% damage amp and attack speed amp. Oh no.
Only the strongest survive.
Our tank went off to the side. Well, rip my souls.
Kick.
Gonna Sigil of Spite on the way in.
Kick. Kick.
Pressing Vengeful to
Kick.
remove the ensnaring shadows for myself and Blade Dancing the end of that dot, because very unhealthy. No
Kick.
healer here right now. And I'm going to spend as many glaives as I can on this pull, at least until the smaller ads start dying off, which is now. And now I can kind of start saving for the next pull. I'm going to put one more glaive into this mob. Asking for Sky Fury from our Shaman. Yeah, and I got a glaive for the next pull. Probably should use my Sigil of Spite.
Kick.
Gonna funnel into the Web Mage just because that's the most health. And I'll probably
Kick.
swap off to the Commander later in the pull because with Spell Reflect and everyone targeting this mob, usually it goes low pretty fast.
Kick.
I mean, he's just not Spell Reflecting though.
Kick.
I'll stun the Curse Blade, this resets Intensifying Aggression. So again, 50% attack speed and 50% damage.
Kick.
It does stack up again really fast, but getting a reset here and there helps the
Kick.
tank out. Pick that one, you can have Reflect for next. The Glaive economy is just screwed from that death. So is our cooldown timing. I will press idle on cooldown here.
Kick.
Not
Kick.
gonna meta because the pack is dead. Pretty much just sitting here chaos striking to break off more souls. Right. Waiting for the tank to pull because this boss can teleport and one-shot you if you pull for them. And I'll use my potion again here. So I'm gonna get this one Death Sweep off, unempowered, then throw my glaive, so my glaive is still landing in that Thrill of the Fight window. And then I get my thrill back from this one. The next one's gonna be used before I ever throw another glaive again. Again, a Death Sweep here. Then I throw it, and that one's still in the power window. Don't really care about empowering I-Beam specifically in single target. Matters more in AoE.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Not gonna throw another glaive because boss is phasing here. I am gonna try to pick up my souls as soon as this debuff goes on me, and I'm gonna watch myself here. So mine got healed off. It's really just, if beam is coming out and you're even a little bit low, you just want to blur for the beam and the dot that's on you, and really watch the heal absorb plus dot, because if you're ever just gonna bleed out, you either have to sit Netherwalk and hope that that's gonna be enough, or you need a health pot.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
This one I'll be fine on. Our healer is dead though. I had a lot of healing for my souls, so
4,
it's not a problem.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know if I res that. I do.
Run away, little girl.
I resed him after the debuff went out, so he'll be fine. This one I'm gonna blur. Rough key. Gonna resend meta. This boss is really rough. We're down to DPS, so it's gonna take a while for it to die anyway.
2, 1.
Same thing, unimpaired Death Sweep goes off. Then I throw the glaive, still in my Thrill of the Fight window. That's the important part in single target. And you can actually hit this boss during beam from all the way back here.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Run away, little girl.
I took my own heal absorb off. It's got very sloppy very quickly. I'm not going to use Vengeful during the beam because the bug still exists. I can set you in a random direction, and it's not worth ever risking dying for that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Run away, little girl.
Just going to sit here and keep kind of trying to cleave off souls before I head down. Especially, you do want to make sure you get that heal absorb off before you leave, or you're very likely to bleed out and die. Then, as soon as the boss is done, this victim spawns. So I'm going to sit here and try to generate souls until they start pulling. He's pulling now. I'm going in. You want to kill off the shadows in these pulls. They're actually the most dangerous for your tank as well as your group.
Beware.
Dodge up out of the Black Hail. If you go down the hill, you're likely to get yourself killed to something you can't see.
Kick.
And I'm just going to throw Blur here because Chaos is going off on me now.
Beware.
My meta just came back up. Gonna swap to the other
Yeah.
shadow as that one is dying, and I'll kick that Shadow Bolter in. And I can go into my meta. Vengeful before my Blade Dance is ever gonna get used, covering that Empowered Blade Dance window.
Beware.
The one interrupt there, and swap my mark to the Tactician. Thank you for the raid, Noctis. Greatly appreciate it. Currently doing a live commentary 16 Dawnbreaker. Not going to throw another glaive for a second here. And then I'm going to go put it on
Beware.
the mini boss. Gotta be really careful though. The tank's threat on that is garbage. I'm going to stun these guys out for him too. So I don't trust him to not die right away. Immortal, because I'm overcapped, and then hunt as soon as it comes up. I'm not moving, so I don't pick up any of those souls. And I can use my idol now.
Beware.
I should have done this a lot earlier, but Bell Erupt it just so his stacks can fall, so he feels safe, and then he's gonna go chain.
Beware.
I don't know what we're pulling, so I should have swapped earlier to this Tactician just to burn it down. Taking into more mobs here, so I'm just gonna burn meta. Same thing, I'm gonna hit the Shadow here. Just as I mentioned before,
Beware.
and I step out of melee range for that Black Hail. But as I mentioned before, the Shadow is the most dangerous on the group. Set focus on the Darkcaster. Vengeful now as it's gonna cover my next Blade Dance window. But yeah, Shadow, most dangerous mob for the group. The dots really hurt. The Black Hail can be dangerous, especially because it can bug out and go invisible. And these guys auto your tank a lot harder than you'd expect. Looking into logs, the Shadows do more damage to the tank than the Tacticians do. And the Tacticians are supposed to be the tank busters, so that's crazy. I'm going to throw one more glaive into this, because their damage seems a little low. Would have liked to have held it. I should have used it a bit earlier in the pull, like on the previous Blade Dance. Until they figure out where they're going, I'm just going to go hit a Chaos Striker too. Did not spawn a soul, unlucky. But I won't get here late or anything. Setting my focus on the Shadow Mage. Darkcaster can just be stopped
Kick.
after the channel starts. The Shadow Mage needs to kind of get kicked every single time.
Kick.
Beware.
Also, fun fact, that Snaring Shadows dot, that one was accidental, but Vengeful does remove it from you, the Dekers. I'm gonna stun there.
Kick.
Swap to the Darkcaster. Get a Fierce Sigil. Use my Empowered Blade Dance before I I-beam.
Beware.
Kick.
This one's on the tank, so gotta be careful. Actually, I don't think that was on the tank. Wow, my meta just came back up. Not gonna be using it here.
Weakened the Nerubian foothold on the town and their commander.
Should be going to Grandma's house next. setting focus on one of the dark casters, picking up my soul so nothing expires.
Kick. Kick.
I can look to Dart. He just pops Spirit Link. If we go the boss next, he's not going to
Kick.
have Spirit Link for the overlap now.
Kick.
Kick after Tormenting Beam starts, not before. And you don't want to kick Umbral Barrier on these Dark Casters, because it doesn't scale. It's like a 2 million shield or something. It's so easy to break. Because I'm in an I-Beam window for the Decay, I'm fully safe. My group is not. My health bar is not moving. He AMS the dot, so he's good. Giving him another one, though. Good luck. Saving my souls for self-healing. These Darknesses do a good amount of damage when they pop, but it should be after my debuff expires. I'm gonna meld that one. And we don't get it.
Daughter and her children are sick. You've weakened the commander and cleansed my home. Thank you.
Okay. Only caster is gonna be the Dark Caster, but I'm still gonna focus a
Okay.
Shadow in here.
Kick. Kick.
Only the strongest survive.
Unfortunate threat problem. And it must have crit me. Yeah, that's reasonable. 29 million damage crit in a 16.
Beware.
Set my focus
Kick.
again. I reset meta.
Kick. Kick.
Beware.
Switching targets
Kick.
here to something with higher health than Shadow was hitting. And at this point, I'm going to save my glaive for the next boss. I don't want to go into a boss with no glaive. I don't want to go into any pull with no glaive, but just because I died, I have to save here. My soul economy is a little bit rough. We somehow aggroed that.
I don't have a target.
I don't know how the healer managed to pull that. I think if he flies, it's fine. That or all that's about to pull. Still have no battle shout, unfortunately. Okay, now that the ads are out, it's going to be constantly reusing my glaives on cooldown. And I'm also going to go for a stun here. I'm going to fell rush forward through the ball as soon as it finishes, so that I don't have to leave and walk around melee range. And as long as you get a Blade Dance over the Shadow Decay, you should be pretty safe. So I don't need to Vengeful on this one, because I get it for taking new mads. I can Vengeful now, so that my second Blade Dance is also initiative buffed. I should have dropped that darkness sooner. That's the overlap. So I'm dropping darkness. I'm not going to spend blur on that one. In a 16, I don't feel like I really need to spend blur at all, but just try to overlap a Blade Dance into the Shadow Decay or Eye Beam, and you'll always be safe. Same thing with leaving souls on the ground, but the tank's not really going out of range, so it's super sketchy. This one, I don't have anything overlapping it, so I'm going to blur. AMZ got dropped, so I'm super safe. One last glaive. Gonna Nova for Soul Gen.
You've saved Merildar, champion. We'll drive the remainder of this shadowy lot from the city.
Always make sure that you pre-spread on this mob, because it's going to do Eruption very soon after. This first one, he just walked into melee.
If the Order of Knights steals the Dawnbreaker,
So Blade Dance, again, works on that mechanic. And that first one, typically, I just deal with a bunch of souls. So all that I had to do there was I press my Sigil of Flame, Sigil of Spite, and then I pick up my 5 souls as healing, and I get a Blade Dance in the window, and then it's going to be super safe. Also, fun fact, these ads do 80% reduced damage, or is it 70%? 80% reduced damage, so they're really not important. You don't gotta worry about them much at all. Because I have an Empire Blade Dance going into that one, I'm gonna be perfectly safe. I'm still upset that I don't have Battle Shot right now. Feels pugs, man. I'm gonna help with bombs on this fight as well. So bombs will be coming out here. Okay. The Death Knight actually went, so I didn't really have to do anything. If meta had come up a little sooner, I'd use it, but maybe I should have. But we're gonna push this boss away in like 10 seconds. Move up to the front, you can get a couple globals off still.
and drive them from Hallowfall. This darkness is deadly. The Lamplighter's blessing will keep you safe.
Gonna hit a random Blade Dance on Ration on there. I got a Cloak proc, which is 4.5 million damage. And gotta fear that guy. So I can't use it for Soul Gen because I feared it, but I didn't get a soul right away, and I just wanted to get out of the way of the pat. And we're gonna head to the boss now. Get a couple souls, keep my stacks up, and I should just chain spend all my glaives at this point. So I'm not gonna like play super well around my glaives. Just gonna keep sending them on every single Blade Dance here. Oh, my character got turned around. You want to get out of that circle as soon as possible, too. But you really need to track, like, the debuff, not the cast time. Drop the pool downstairs for style points. I can do that with Netherwalk once. Not on this set, though. And then just Fell Rush to snap as soon as you can. So you take two different kinds of damage. You take damage for standing in this puddle, this debuff here, Sticky Webs, and then you also take one for still having the tether attached to you when you just dropped it. Picking out my souls partway through this.
Beware.
This is the one I'll drop down.
Beware.
And you can just Fell Rush back up. I should have Netherwalked a lot sooner on the way down, because I took the initial hit damage.
Beware.
Fight's dead, so. Alright. Barely timed it. Very illegal that got timed. That was a very rough one.